Yo, what's going on? So, there's been a lot of controversy about outer space. You know, I do see the Earth is flat. Aliens are not real, and outer space does not exist because we live inside of a toroidal field. And if you don't know what a toroidal field is, I'm going to teach you what it is today. I hate to be a teacher, but I gotta prove a point, or else I'm gonna look like a dumbass for thinking the Earth is flat, right? Right. Let me light the blunt real quick. All right. I think we can get it started. So let's go to a depiction of what NASA, let's go to a depiction of what NASA has as a toroidal field, right? See that picture? This is this is balled up Earth inside of a toroidal field. Let's make the picture a little bigger. There. See, here we go. Oh, that's good right there. This is this is the Earth inside of its own electromagnetic field, or you can just call it a magnetic field, right? NASA wants people to believe that we can travel outside of this magnetic field. However, that is impossible. I'm going to tell you why. Let me show you. What you are about to see is a magnet under a ferrocell or an electromagnetic field viewer. Hold on. Look at this image. Pay attention to the lines and all the orange and blue lines, right? Let me show you something.
Works exactly the same. You're not actually seeing the LED lights underneath the supercell. Here I have a little cylinder magnet, so let's take a close look. And I'm going to end up having to reconstruct this.
Here is a real life magnetic field or toroidal field, right? So we can see the one NASA gives you versus the one I'm showing you. It is the exact same thing. However, one is bullshit and one isn't. Can you tell which one is real and which one isn't? I'm getting somewhere. Now back to the magnet. The Earth is a giant magnet. Hold on. Listen, hold on. You gotta see. You, there we go. The Earth is a giant magnet. You and everything around you is made up of the magnet, right? You think that you can leave outside of the very thing that is creating you, which you cannot. I'm going to show you how. Once again, back to the Pharisee. Here we go. Here is the ethereal net of a magnet, right? I'm gonna play a little game with you. We're going to play 3D versus 4D. What we're looking at right now is four dimensional. It's not solid, but it is there and it cannot be seen with the naked eye because it is on the light spectrum. It is outside of what we can see visually with our naked eye, right? But here is the three-dimensional body of a magnet, right? See, 3D, 4D, 3D, right? That's 3D. Here's 4D. And that is at the north pole of the magnet. At the north pole of the magnet, you get the sacred geometrical pattern of the flower of life. Now, when most people say or see the flower of life, they say that they see or they show some drawing and don't know where the drawing came from. I'll show you the drawing as a matter of fact. Right here. The flower of life. Right. It's called the flower of life because of what you see on the left with the toroidal field or the magnetic field around it. Right. Let me give you a scenario. Let me give you a scenario. Right. Let's bring the video back up. Let's bring the video back up. Now, we live, go back to the magnet. There we go. We live on a magnet, on a giant magnet, dog. Nigga, we live on a giant magnet, and everything around you is made up of the magnet. Nigga, the trees are made up of the magnet. The dirt is made up of the magnet. Your body is made up of the magnet. The fruits are made up of the magnet, right? Imagine there is a civilization of, nanomagnets, right? On top of the one we see. And they're trying to escape the magnet, right? But they can't escape the magnet. Why? Because you're taking the materials from the very magnet and treating it as if it is a magnet, as if it isn't magnetic, right? When it is, including yourself. And every time you would try to leave this magnet, you would get caught by this ethereal net seen here. I got to get to one where his finger ain't in the way. Boom. You would get caught by this net. This net is what is referred to as the firmament. It is not a physical dome. It is an electromagnetic barrier keeping us all here, which is why we have never went to outer space. There's no such thing as outer space. There's no such thing as aliens. To say that there's aliens would mean that there is something penetrating this, and that is not possible. What the magnetic field let me what the magnetic field is doing, the magnetic field is so strong, it bends light. It bends the light around it. That is what you see here is the magnetic field bending light around it in circles an infinite amount of times. In circles, right? An infinite amount of times. If the magnetic field is strong enough to bend light, that is essentially a force field in science fiction. If you're good in science, that is the whole principle behind a force field would be to bend the light around it. Bend the light around you so that nothing can penetrate you. We are inside of a giant force field that is impenetrable. We can't get out, nothing can get in. Sad to say. I'm going to show you how the toroidal field is a basic foundational building block of all life. Everything in biology has a toroidal field around it, including humans. We call it an aura. It's really a toroidal field, right? Let me show you. Let's go back here. Let's go. Matter of fact, let me take this off real quick. Boom. And bring up the depiction. Matter of fact, let's hide that. But you got a little glimpse though. You got a little glimpse. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Boom. Here is an orange. This is an orange. Now, one would look at this and say, nigga, what the fuck is so special about an orange? And how the fuck does a toroidal field play a basic as a blaze? How the fuck does the toroidal field play as a basic building block in its lifespan? Let me show you. Right? Come on, pull it up. Bow. Right? Now, what you see is if you look at the orange peel, right? The outer layer, as far as also the pole in the middle, right? It's toroidal in nature. None of the life of this orange is on the outside of this ball-like structure, right? All of the fruit or the life is being contained inside of the orange peel, which is built exactly like the toroidal field you see on the right. Exactly like it. All fruits, peanuts, vegetables, whatever. Let me show you something else. Let me show you something else. Let's bring this up with it, right? And I'll take this off real quick. We'll go to the flower of life, or boom. This is what people refer to as the Fibonacci spiral. It's not a Fibonacci spiral. Damn, what's up with what the fuck is up with my man? Either way, Fibonacci is just the name of the person who, quote unquote, discovered this toroidal effect. If you look at, you know, something like a pine cone, right? Where is it? Where you at? Boom. You see this toroidal image again. This is 4D playing out into a 3D physicality. You know what? You know what? Hold up. Hold up. We're gonna keep it rolling. There's one thing I want to do, and it'll make sense. Let's talk about this one more time, and I'm going to explain what's happening, right? Right. Three-dimensional objects cast two-dimensional shadows, right? A two-dimensional object casts a one-dimensional shadow, right? But when you're talking about a four-dimensional object, right, it works from the top down. You see how we went from 3 to 2 to 1? Same with 4. A four-dimensional object has a three-dimensional shadow. Something that is not physical at all has a physical shadow. Listen, what's playing on the light realm, on the light spectrum, or on the dimension of light is manifesting itself in 3D time reality. We'll go to my nigga Finn from Adventure Time, who will say the same shit I just said, but in baby terms. Take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, and princess, I'm here to talk about multi-dimensional bubbles. But I'm not just going to talk about blowing bubbles. I'm going to blow your minds. This is a bubble blower of my own design. With this, you can blow bubbles in different dimensions. This two-dimensional bubble casts a one-dimensional shadow. A three-dimensional bubble casts a two-dimensional shadow. A fourth dimensional bubble casts a three-dimensional shadow. It is beyond comprehension! Beyond space! Beyond time!
Finn, that would mean you've created...
Yes! A black hole!
My nigga said he created a black hole. But they gave you a fucking cube, which is not a four-dimensional bubble. The four-dimensional bubble is what we see on the screen, which is the toroidal field, or this. Which again, if you look at it from the top down, is a black hole. The toroidal field is manifesting itself in as many ways as possible. I'm going to make a reach and say, I wouldn't even call it a reach, but I would say that if we are all made in the image of anything, it would be in the image of the toroidal field. If you look past the skin color, the height, the weight, you know, how big a nigga lips is or some shit, whatever the fuck, we are all made in the image of the toroidal field, right? I'll show that as well because these are also facts. See, I moved this over a little bit. Let me unlock that bitch real quick. Boom. Boom. Now, the earth has its own toroidal field in which we are made in the image of. We are a microcosmic carbon copy, if you will, of the macrocosmic egg in which we live inside of, right? We live inside of this, and the ancient cosmologies, a lot of them show the same thing, and I'm going to keep the picture of the toroidal field up. If you look at ancient Mayan cosmology, again, you have the up and the down, and we live on this middle surface referred to as the dielectric inertial plane. The dielectric inertial plane sounds like a big word, but it is not. Dielectricity meaning electricity split in two forms. The prefix die in etymology, di, means to split. Electricity tagged on to the end of that. Dielectric. Inertia means motionless. Without motion. Plane meaning flat. It is referred to as a dielectric inertial plane. That is this flat region that you see in the middle of each of the toroidal fields. Ancient cosmologies were very aware that they were inside of a four-dimensional bubble. The four-dimensional bubble is this here, the toroidal field. This is looking at it from the top down. That ring you see is a black hole. It is a black hole. There are millions of black holes around you. Science tells you that they have to go into outer space to find them. That is a fucking lie. There are millions, if not, well, there's billions of people on the earth, so then there would be billions of black holes all around you because everything in life has a toroidal field around it, right? But this would be more so inside of the toroidal field. With this middle part being the North Pole, right? Now, that is Mayan cosmology. Here is Norse cosmology, right? This is Native American cosmology. They all depict this toroidal bubble if you look at it closely. I'll cycle through them again. Mayan cosmology, Norse cosmology, Native American cosmology, all depicting that they knew they were inside of a toroidal bubble, a four-dimensional bubble that projected a three-dimensional reality inside of it. This ring, that is a, listen, let me show you something. The ring that you see to the left, when you look at it from the top down, that is above your head. That's above your head. That is what they refer to as your halo. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. I didn't make it up. It just is what it is. That damn near might be it though. Is there anything else I could get to? I tried to keep it professional. I wanted to just get on here and like clown niggas and laugh and like make fun of motherfuckers, but you know, I figured I'd get on here and actually show some shit, you know, actually put things into perspective and say, damn, because this is the type of shit that made me say, like, made me change my mind. I wasn't always a flat earther. I definitely wasn't always a flat earther. I used to love outer space, nigga. I wanted to meet, nigga, the Grays, nigga. I wanted to meet the little green niggas. I wanted to meet the Arcturians, nigga. I wanted to get abducted by the Anunnaki, nigga. Shit, what you talking about? I wanted to leave Earth, but you can't. You're on a magnet made of the magnet, trying to get out of the toroidal bubble. That's making you a magnet. This is the very thing that makes everything magnetic. You cannot leave it. You're not powerful than what is keeping you here. It's not possible. I think that'll do it. I think off the rip, I think for the first one, that'll do it. Fuck it.